Hello and welcome to this Premiere Pro tutorial. I'm Luisa Winters. Today I would like to continue talking about the tools that we can use to work in the timeline. Let's get to it. Last time we talked about the selection tool, we talked about the track select forward and backward tool, and we also talked about the ripple edit, rolling edit, and rate stretch tools. Now I would like to talk about the razor tool. The shortcut for this tool is the letter C, C as in cut, and you can use it to just cut parts out of the clip. For example, if I wanted to cut the middle of this clip, I would just make a cut here, make a cut here, switch tools, the letter V will get me to the selection tool. I would select the clip that I want to delete, and simply I would press the delete key. I can use modifiers to delete the clip and the gap at the same time. Let's try that. Control Z, Command Z will undo. I select this clip, and now to delete it, I'm pressing and holding the Option key on the Mac or the Shift key on Windows. The clip gets deleted and I don't see a gap. So when I want to delete the middle of a clip or the middle of a series of clips, I use the razor blade tool. The same with audio. I'm going to undo that. If I have more than one clip in more than one track, for example, let's say I have these 3 clips playing at the same time. If I want to cut through all of them at the same time, I can easily do that by pressing and holding the Shift key. Razor blade tool, razor tool, the Shift key, and now the icon changes to show me 2 razor blades. What that means is that I'm going to cut through all of the clips and all of the tracks all with one click. Cut here, cut here. I can now select the middle, and Option Delete gets rid of the gap. Cutting through a clip actually involves making a cut and clicking. It is much better if instead of doing that, instead of even pressing the letter C, you actually do it through keyboard shortcuts. So let's experiment with that a little bit. Let's go to Premiere Pro, keyboard shortcuts. On the Windows system is going to be under Edit, keyboard shortcuts. And now this panel opens up. I can see the shortcuts that have been assigned to the different tools. For example, see here where it says Application? Well, I can collapse that and I can see now the panels. If I scroll down, or if I use this scroll bar here, I can see the different panels, including the timeline panel. I'm going to expand that. And look at all the shortcuts that I have here, including Ripple Delete. Now, see that icon right there? That means Option on the Mac. So you can look to see what it is in yours, and that way, it'll be a reinforcement of learning that particular shortcut. Look at all the shortcuts that we have here. The one I need is the one to make an edit. So let's go ahead and type in this search bar here the word edit. And here's the one that I want. Add edit. Notice that what I have here is Command K. Now I know what the keyboard shortcut is. I can click OK. And by the way, I can modify it if I want to. I'm not going to, but I could. I'm going to click OK. So now imagine I want to cut here. Command K, and now Option Delete, and I get rid of that. That's a little bit faster than actually switching to the tool and then performing the edit. So don't forget that if you edit with one hand on the keyboard, another one on the mouse, you're going to be a lot faster. In fact, I know plenty of editors that edit with both hands on the keyboard and very rarely use the mouse. The next tool that we have here is the Slip tool, and if you click and hold, you're going to see the Slide tool. So slip and slide. Let's talk about what slip is. The Slip tool will leave the duration of the clip and its time, its position in the timeline intact. However, the frames that show will be modified. And this is what I mean. let's imagine for a second that I have clips on 2 different tracks. So I have a clip here on track 2 and this one here on track 2. I'm going to elongate this one here. Going to delete this and make this longer. And let's imagine that this is what I have. Now, because of how tracks work, the clip on video track 2 is covering the one on video track 1. I see the orange clip, or mango. Mango, 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 and now blue. This is the blue, and now this is the purple one, right? So blue only shows through that little bit of space. This duration will not change using the slip tool, and its position in time will not change either, but the frames will. If I click and drag this clip to the right, blue is now starting earlier. So the frames that I'm showing from blue are different than what they were showing before. If I click and drag to the left, now the frames that I'm showing from blue are frames that happen after. So I'm showing the same amount of frames, but to the right of where I was. So here we go, orange, blue, purple. And this is exactly what the slip tool does. Now imagine for a second that all of my clips are in one track. Now I'm going to use the slip tool, and I can click and drag to the right, and my clip is starting now earlier. That's blue. That's the clip that I'm working on. If I click and drag to the left, blue is now starting later. But its position in the timeline and its duration do not change. So, for example, if I made a mistake and I started the clip, the cut, a little bit too late, I can just go here, click and drag to the right, and there you go. Now I'm showing a slightly earlier part of that clip, and that's slip. Slide works slightly different. Imagine for a second that you are working with clips on 2 tracks. Because of how tracks work, orange, the mango clip, right? Now blue, and then purple, right? Now, if I click and drag the blue to the left, what shows of the orange one, what shows of the mango clip is less. So my mango clip became shorter. Because I moved the clip to the left, what I'm showing of the purple clip is now more. But the entire duration of the program does not change. Let's imagine for a second that we have these clips in one track. And now I'm going to use the slide tool. So click and hold here, slide tool. If I click and drag to the left, purple becomes longer, mango becomes shorter. If I click and drag to the right, mango is longer, purple is shorter. But the duration of the program does not change. Like with any other tool, please remember that if you don't have the frames to make this edit possible, then you can't really do it because the tool is not going to make up frames out of nowhere. All right, this brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.